And we are back. It's your man, Odell, a.k.a. ArtbyOdell. And we are joined by our special guest. Let me give introduction, okay? Because, you know, I like to take care of my people when I bring them in here. So this lady, she hails from Columbus, Ohio, right? She earned a degree in anthropology as well as criminal justice.
Yeah.
Right? And so at one time was working for like a top law firm in Ohio. Mm-hmm. Then that kind of withered away. You made your way down to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right? And started working as a professional makeup artist.
Definitely.
Right? And then as you were doing that, you became really successful in the field, but then also too, it kind of opened your eyes to things about the beauty industry, and it's about how people were living their lives and how it was really kind of productive to being healthy.
Definitely.
And so it kind of forced her to go on a journey and start to change with herself.
Definitely.
And luckily, she brought us all along on the journey through social media and taking us on the ride. And now she is more than a decade into being a plant-based, holistic teacher, but not just a teacher, also a speaker, a businesswoman. Listen, please help me welcome this amazing guest who is on a 24/7 glow up, as I like to say. Cusses like a sailor, though, you know, but healthy as hell. We have Tierra Burrell of Tierra Goes Green in the house. How are you?
Thank you so much. I am epically outstanding. That's a beautiful introduction.
Well,
thank you for that.
I do my part.
Definitely.
I do my part. You know, speaking of that, right? So, you know, you being as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
I was reading that when you were doing it as a makeup artist. Tell me if this is true. Like, so you had like a long day at work one time, and you took a stroll over to like a strip club that helps. Did you have a drink? Yes. And you helped the young lady who was her eyelash, and that kind of led you towards trying to do it on a freelance level?
Definitely. That started everything. So that was actually my very first day in Atlanta, in the city of Atlanta. So I was
that long work day was the first day?
Yeah. I was staying in a motel directly across the street.
Wow.
So I saw fluorescent lights, and I'm like, yay, I'm starting new beginnings. You know, like, let me go over here and have me a nice, you know, they have to have a drink. So I'm like, okay, Absolute and cranberry.
Right,
$6, probably $3 during happy hour.
Right.
So I'm just following the fluorescent lights. Went across the street, and it was probably like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, I came to Atlanta with like less than $300 to my name, and 140 of it went to that motel that I was staying at for the week.
We've all been there.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but somewhere along this line, it has to happen. It has to work itself out. So I'm sitting there, and the girl's lash, it was bothering me. It was really bothering me as a makeup artist, because my job didn't start for like another 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you know, like, I can fix that for you. I'm a makeup artist. I was about to start my position at MAC in a few weeks. And she was like, girl, you can do my whole face. So long story short, I went across the street, grabbed my little makeup kit, went right back over there, did her face. As the girls were coming in for the evening, they saw, so they didn't know that I was just some random person off the street.
Who just came for a drink?
Yeah. But they were like, "Ooh, yay, we got a makeup artist. Yay, I'm next. I walked out that night with $640 in my pocket.
Okay, see? Get to the money. Well, but also, too, what I like about that is that, you know, it started with service, because you weren't doing that with no intention. You were just like, hey, let me help you out.
Let me help
in
the way that I know how to help.
Right.
That is bothering me. So I don't know what type of adhesive you used, ma'am, but I know mines could definitely, you know, withstand this nice, lovely evening that you're about to partake on a little bit better than what you have going on now.
And also, too, what I love about that is that sometimes even when we do have advice, we're kind of guarded with giving it out, right? Because we don't want to seem pretentious or something. We don't want to seem like, I think we start thinking about us, right? We don't say, hey, it could help this person.
No, that's an insecurity. That's an insecurity. That's an instant insecurity, and I do not have any aspect of that in any way, shape, or form. It is rare. Like, I experienced insecurity for the first time in one of my previous relationships, and was like, hey, what is this feeling? What is this? I don't even have the words or the language for this right now. I don't know what this strange shit is that I'm feeling right now.
Right.
What is this? And I was like, is this what insecurity feels like? Because I feel strange.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I've always led with that. And I'm an overachiever, you know, like, so once you're used to, like, winning at things, It's kind of just natural to your genetic makeup. So I just embrace it. So no matter what it is, I always try to be the best, and I always just strive within greatness with every single thing that I do.
Okay. Speaking of that, speaking of the genetic makeup as well, right? So we're talking about you starting as a makeup artist, and so often people are so concerned with what's on the outside. Right, and we know that you talk about eating and food and stuff like that. Yeah. So people will spend all these particulars about everything that's on the outside, their clothing, their shoes, and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to what they put into their bodies, there's like no concern. Uh-oh.
It is so tragic. I can cuss, right?
Yes, you can cuss.
Okay. Because I'm like, I don't know how not to.
I was about to say.
So this is about to make my sentence that much more effective.
No, go right ahead. You can let them fly.
It's one of those theories where a lot of people, especially like dealing with men, a lot of men will, it's a proudness, it's a confidence that they walk around using condoms, right?
Okay.
So that's something that everybody brags on, like, no, I strap up. But at the end of the day, we see that you don't want to die a particular type of death, right? You don't want to die of the genitalia. You damn sure don't want to die of the red ribbon. You don't want to die of a blood disease. But at the end of the day, you're eating chicken nachos with 3 different dead animals on your plate mixed with sour cream and cheese and chives, and you have no idea where any of these items came from, and you're proud about that. So it's one of those areas where you have to narrow in on why you think the way that you think, and then just adjust yourself accordingly.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Just adjust yourself accordingly. You don't want to die today, but yet and still, you all right if your coronary artery ain't working. Like high blood pressure and hard dicks don't go together.
No, they do not.
They don't.
That's not a good combination.
It will not work.
And also,
it will not work.
Well, also too, but you spoke on that as far as like men, and we can be as far as like when it comes to taking care of like certain grooming and things like that. Like these things, like it just happens. Because I tell people all the time, like I use your face flavor, and
your skin looks amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, good job.
It's on point. Y'all heard that.
Absolutely.
You heard that. You got.
You should always look like an ultralight beam. It's like, damn, you take vitamins.
Hey,
like what is that?
I try to take care of myself. You see that J Black? It's all paying off, man.
It is.
The green juice and everything.
It matters. It matters. People are looking at that, and nobody wants to put their mouth on like ashy elbows.
Nah.
They don't.
Nah. That's true. I mean, that should be motivation right there.
Yes. Think about it. When you go through the grocery store, what type of fruit are you going to select if you actually eat fruit? You're not going to go and pick up the damaged, bruised ones that look like, scabs and stuff are falling off of them. You want something that's nice, ripe, voluptuous. People are picking people based off of those same things, unless, you just kind of clicking out and fiending out and you want a whole nother molecular structure and can't nobody really help you. Anything will do.
Yeah.
But people who are trying to live their lives with an epic quality, they're looking for specific things.
Okay, now, and saying that living your life with an epic quality, because I know one of your forms or one of your speeches is don't chase the bag, you are the bag.
You are the bag.
And so often, like, people they'll chase everything around it except for taking care of this temple, this body.
Because we're in a society that is taught to go outside of everything, outside of ourselves.
Okay.
We're taught to go to church. We're taught to go to the doctor. We're taught to go to, the psychiatrist. We're taught to go everywhere.
But inward.
So why would you know how to value what's on the inside if everything about your entire existence is taught to go outside of yourself? How would you know that there's power inside there?
Right, but I say also too, to speak on that, is that because you really can't measure that's something that you're going to see, right? Or people can't profit off of that? You think why they don't try to?
They are profiting off of it. That's why we have corporate America. That is the energetic transfer that you're having. You have to bring yourself and arrive to a place and fight through traffic, all of that energy to get to this place with the fluorescent lights and your little plant or your little waterfall for your 3 days of vacation 19 months down the line. So people know how valuable that energy is. We just don't, as a whole, as a collective, because if we knew those things, especially as melanin-rich people, all of these systems would die.
Okay,
y'all can't have that. Yeah. Can't have that. What do you mean, no Coca-Cola?
You can't have. And see, also let's speak on that too, because not just health, but one of the reasons I follow you and enjoy your page and your information is your business acumen, is just the way you take care of that. Because sometimes what'll happen is they'll go like a healthy route, a certain route, but they don't want to take care of the business.
Oh no, they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. It's an energetic transfer, and that's how I work. Everything is all about energy to me. So it's mental energy, it's emotional energy, spiritual, physical, and financial. Financial to a point to where money is an energy. It's called currency.
Currency, yeah.
So when you understand that, it's really hard for you to keep your mental health abreast or your physical health abreast if you're trying to figure out how you're going to stay warm in October, or if your livelihood of your surroundings is caving in on you. So those finances, that matters majorly. Like, I like my lifestyle and I buy $12 ketchup, you know, like, and I want to be able to have the ability to do that at any given time, you know, as well as, you know, the money is accessed just like the energy is accessed, just like the mental space is accessed. It's the tool, the same way that your physical aspect. I work out religiously because I want to be able to run for my life if I had to.
Exactly.
You know, like, if I ever had to, I always want to be able to. So I think of finances in the same exact way. I want to be able to pick up my life and relocate to a whole different part of the planet where none of this stuff existed if I had to.
Right.
You know, like, so it's all the exact same. I keep my emotional space in the same energy. Like, no, I have to navigate these areas, and it's constant work all the time.
It's constant work, and it's funny too because we talk relationships here on the Roundtable, right?
Beautiful.
And I love you recently once again sit down with Miko. I love her content, by the way. She is amazing. But I know in our conversation at one point y'all were talking about that, how like, and I think you said something to the effect of, like, you know, people almost fall in love with the struggle. Like they brag about struggling and that story of trauma, and they just keep passing it down. Like, how, is that something that's pushed upon us, or at some point do we have to have a conscious decision to change that?
That's only if you choose to change it. A lot of people really appreciate those low vibrations. You know, like, you have daytime people and you have nighttime people. Sometimes I definitely believe that there's a balance within that contrast. You know, like, so everybody is not meant to be of a person of the light or a light warrior, because think about it, if it was all light all day long, everything would burn the fuck up.
That's very true.
So the contrasts are definitely important, but a lot of people get addicted to the identities that they place upon themselves, and they say that this is my struggle.
They keep running that same program, that same story.
It's comfortable. And comfortable is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there.
Nothing grows there.
So if you're on a path of actual growth, you know that you're going to have to get outside of those comfort levels. Everything is uncomfortable, like having sex for the first time, teething, you know, like when we learn how to ride a bike, walking, everything that we have to learn how to do, learning our ABCs. Think about it. I failed Algebra 1 fucking 3 times. Okay, with a 3.8 GPA.
What?
I flunked 3 times.
What?
It's hard learning new processes. I couldn't get out of the place if I stopped. So I just paid an Asian. I just, you know, paid one to go ahead and take this test for me.
Oh my goodness. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. I'm having so much fun. We're going to talk about a lot of more things. We're also going to talk about your products and how people can contact you and take the products, which I take. You saw that. I'm sure you record that, Jay Black. She told me the skin is on point. So, but listen, it's your man Odell here with Tia Burrell. Odell's Roundtable. Be right back.